Have you ever wondered why some of the most successful people in the world seem so unshakable? Could it be that they never experienced self-doubt? Let's take a moment to ponder on this. Self-doubt is a universal experience, an emotion that knows no boundaries. It does not discriminate. It creeps into the minds of the brilliant, the accomplished, the confident. It's that nagging voice in the back of your mind saying, "Can I really do this? Am I good enough?" It's a powerful force capable of creating mountains out of molehills, turning opportunities into insurmountable challenges. I remember a time when I was consumed by self-doubt. It was a significant project, and I questioned my abilities. My self-doubt became an obstacle, a roadblock to my success. It was only when I acknowledged this self-doubt and challenged it head-on that I was able to overcome it. The truth is, everyone experiences self-doubt, even the most successful among us, but they've learned to conquer it, and so can you. Ever wonder where self-doubt comes from? It's not an inherent part of us, is it? Now let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? Picture a time in your past when you felt the sting of failure, perhaps a time when your efforts didn't yield the desired results. All too often these experiences can be the seeds of self-doubt, can't they? They are like tiny grains of sand, causing irritation and discomfort that grow into pearls of self-doubt. Take young Thomas, for instance. Thomas was always passionate about art, but his first attempt at painting was, let's say, not quite a masterpiece. His peers laughed, his teacher criticized, and Thomas began to doubt his ability. He began to question, am I really cut out for this? But let's not forget the societal pressures. We live in a world that is quick to judge, quick to label, and quick to confine us within boxes. Society has a way of setting standards, doesn't it? Standards of what success looks like, what beauty should be, and what happiness must entail. And when we find ourselves falling short of these standards, self-doubt begins to creep in. Consider Jane, a successful businesswoman by all accounts, but she is single, and her society tells her that a woman her age should be married, should have children. Despite her achievements, Jane starts to question herself. Am I not successful because I am not married? These experiences, societal pressures, they are the roots of self-doubt. They are the whispers that grow louder each time we stumble, each time we don't fit into the box society has created for us. But here's the thing, these roots, they only have power if we let them. Understanding the root of your self-doubt is the first step towards conquering it. So, what happens when we let self-doubt rule our lives? Consider the story of Thomas, a talented young man with a passion for painting. He had a unique style and vision that could have made him a great artist, but Thomas was plagued by self-doubt. He constantly questioned his talent, his vision, his very worth as an artist. His self-doubt became a self-fulfilling prophecy. He never put himself out there, never showcased his work, never took the risk of rejection. And so his art remained unseen, his talent unappreciated. His self-doubt kept him from realizing his potential, from living the life he wanted. But it's not just about missed opportunities. Self-doubt can also lead to a cycle of self-sabotage. Take the example of Sarah, a highly competent professional with a promising career, but her self-doubt made her question her every decision, second-guess her every move. She became overly cautious, hesitant to take on new challenges or step out of her comfort zone. This not only stunted her professional growth, but also affected her personal life. She missed out on experiences and opportunities, both in her career and in her personal life, simply because she doubted her ability to handle them. Self-doubt can also have a profound impact on our mental health. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and a host of other psychological issues. It's like a dark cloud that hangs over your head, casting a shadow on your every thought and action. You're constantly questioning yourself, doubting your worth, your abilities, your very existence. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. In short, self-doubt is not just a minor inconvenience. It's a major obstacle that can keep you from reaching your full potential. It can hold you back in your personal and professional life, prevent you from taking risks and seizing opportunities, and even affect your mental health. Self-doubt can be paralyzing, but remember, it's not an unchangeable part of you. Now the question is, how do we conquer self-doubt? Well, let's dive into a few practical strategies that can guide us on this journey. Imagine these strategies as tools in your toolbox, readily available for you to use whenever self-doubt starts to creep in. First off, let's talk about positive self-talk. It's a powerful tool that we often undervalue. It's like having a friendly conversation with yourself, reminding yourself of your strengths and capabilities. Think of a time when you were feeling particularly doubtful. Perhaps it was before a big presentation or during a challenging project. Instead of letting the negative thoughts spiral, you could have said to yourself, "I've prepared well for this," or "I have the skills to handle this challenge." This sort of positive self-talk can shift your mindset, transforming self-doubt into self-assurance. Next, setting achievable goals is another effective strategy. By setting goals that are within your reach, you provide yourself with tangible evidence of your abilities and progress. Let's say you've always wanted to run a marathon, but the thought of running 26 miles fills you with doubt. Instead of allowing this large goal to overwhelm you, break it down into smaller, more manageable goals. Start with running a mile, then 5, then 10. Each milestone you reach will build your confidence and chip away at your self-doubt. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of seeking support from others. We all have moments of doubt, and sometimes it's incredibly helpful to lean on the people around us. They can provide a fresh perspective, reassurance, or even share their own experiences of overcoming self-doubt. Remember the story of Thomas Edison? He experienced thousands of failed attempts before he successfully invented the light bulb, but he didn't do it alone. He had a team of supporters who believed in him and his vision, even in the face of repeated failures. These strategies, positive self-talk, setting achievable goals, and seeking support from others, are just a few of the tools you can use to conquer self-doubt. But it's important to understand that everyone's journey with self-doubt is unique. What works for one person may not work for another, so give yourself the freedom to explore different strategies and find what works best for you. Also, remember that overcoming self-doubt doesn't mean never experiencing doubt again. Doubt is a natural part of life. It's about learning to manage it, to keep it from holding you back. To quote the famous author, Paulo Coelho, "Don't give in to your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart." Conquering self-doubt is a journey, not a destination, but with the right strategies, you can make progress. What if I told you that the key to conquering self-doubt lies in your own belief? Belief, my dear friends, is an incredibly potent force. It has the capacity to move mountains, to change the course of rivers, to alter the very fabric of reality. But its most powerful application lies within. It's the belief in oneself that can truly transform lives. Let's consider Jack. He was a common man with an uncommon dream. He wanted to run a marathon, but self-doubt had always held him back. "I'm too old. I'm not fit enough. I could never do it," he'd say. But one day something shifted. He started to believe, not in the impossibility of the task, but in his own ability to overcome it. He trained, he persevered, and against all odds, he ran his marathon. Then there's Lucy, a talented artist who never showed her work for fear of rejection. "It's not good enough, no one will like it," she'd whispered to herself. But one day she chose to believe. She chose to believe in her talent, in her unique perspective. She held her first exhibition and people loved her work. What these stories illustrate is the transformative power of belief. It's not about denying the existence of obstacles or difficulties. It's about believing in your ability to overcome them, to grow, to succeed despite them. Remember, belief is not a switch that you can simply flip on and off. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So start small. Believe in your ability to finish that book, to cook that complicated recipe, to learn that new skill. As your belief grows, so will your ability to conquer self-doubt. So channel the power of belief. Harness it. Let it guide you towards your dreams, towards your ambitions. Let it inspire you to push past the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Believe in yourself, conquer your self-doubt, and see how far you can go.